The Ithaca Public Education Initiative is celebrating our 15th anniversary. We're looking forward to our future and the future of connecting school and community.
Well, this is a really big year for us because IPEI is 15 years old this year.
My wife, Claire, and I were the catalyst for the formation of what would become IPEI. In 1994, we made a $2,000 donation to the Boynton Middle School. $1,000 was for the teachers to use any way they saw fit for the improvement of education at Boynton. The other $1,000 was to establish a fund for future school needs. As it turned out, the Ithaca City School District didn't know exactly how to handle our donation, even though our intentions were clearly stated. The school board decided that this notion of donating money to our schools was important, and it included it on the agenda of its strategic planning committee. The committee directed that a task force be set up to develop proposals for establishing something akin to a school foundation so that donations like ours could be utilized effectively. And so began the formation of IPEI.
IPEI was founded because of the vision of several community members who got together and said, these foundations exist in other communities and other places around the United States with certain models. And we looked at each other and we said, why couldn't we try that? We have energy, we have community members, we have people who are longing to be involved with the school district, children, teachers, support. There isn't a reason why something like this couldn't work here.
Ithaca's a wondrous and strange community, as everyone knows, and IPEI filled a real need for people who wanted to get engaged. And IPEI was a way of raising money, not to supplement, but to complement what goes on in the schools. And the result was a lot of people became engaged in ways they might otherwise have done. A lot of people had a continuing conversation about the schools.
This was the early vision of the IPEI. We had identified a need. We had very little, if no resources to pursue this need. And slowly, the community, as they gained trust and understood what we were going to be doing, came forth with great generosity to improve our local education.
We came to a day when we were going to give it a name. And I'll always love Melissa Seigel. She was the head of the United Way at the time. And she came up, we were going to call it the Ithaca Public Education Foundation. And she said, that sounds clearly like another fundraiser, just another fundraiser. Why don't we call it an Ithaca Public Education Initiative?
Memories. Wow, the Ithaca Public Education Initiative. I remember being interested in interviewing for the superintendency during the spring of 1996. And during that process, I learned that there was a committed group of community members who were looking to form a foundation. And it was really very exciting to me and inspiring, I felt, because it showed a commitment on the part of community members, whether they be business, not-for-profit, parents, retirees. It was just an excellent show of the confidence that people had in the school system, in the children of this community.
Over in Vestal, they had set up a similar plan. And believe me, I had no knowledge that they were that close. But being close, I called them up and I made a date and went over and talked to them about how did they raise the money and how did they spend the money, including their favorite fundraiser was a spelling bee.
I remember when IPEI first started, one of the guiding principles was it's got to be hard work and it's got to engage the community, but it's got to be fun. Because if it isn't fun, you're not going to get a bunch of volunteers to want to do it.
From the outset, it was clear that the spelling bees would be successful because of Chuck Broadhead, a founding and very active IPEI board member. He knew how to communicate with people. It was his leadership and enthusiasm that convinced the right people and organizations to support this event.
From the very first bee, the funds were distributed for grants for teachers, and they were $300 grants that were given out to teachers. The applications were very simple, but getting the word out, explaining to teachers what we were trying to do was an all-encompassing and very difficult prospect in the very beginning.
So the board at that time came up with the idea that the recipient would have to have a program that met some need of the community. So the student gets the value of interacting with some contemporary issues in the community, and the community gets the benefit of having that teacher become more interested and more skilled in relating to the community.
We all knew that Tompkins County, Ithaca, has incredible people, human resources, and as much as we needed a way to get these resources into the schools, we felt the resources were also really hankering for a way to get themselves exposed in the schools.
If I were to add one more thought, I believe it would be to thank those teachers who early on also shared the trust in our vision, who came forward with the applications for the various mini-grant proposals that we were able to fund with the little that we had.
The boosters, along with Code Red Robotics, are affiliates of IPEI. IPEI makes connections and collaboration possible. IPEI waters great ideas in education, and this is what happened with the Fine Arts Booster Group. Almost 10 years ago, a group of concerned citizens, teachers, parents, administrators got together to discuss how to support the arts in the district, but we had no not-for-profit home. This is where IPEI stepped in and provided the umbrella for the booster work to continue. Our shared mission of cooperation and collaboration made this relationship make sense.
The original idea, which lives on today concerning the mission of IPEI, which is to truly connect school and community. Out of a roundtable discussion that happened several years ago, it was noted that the Discovery Trail, as a very unique opportunity within our community, should have more exposure to students within the school district. Thereby came about the concept of linking each grade from elementary school with one of the 7 Discovery Trail sites and the public library with a curriculum-based, wonderfully prepared experience.
I am so impressed with all that has been accomplished over the past 15 years. It is very exciting to see how many additional needs have been addressed in so many interesting and exciting ways. Given this clear record of success, who would not want to support IPEI's commitment to continue connecting school and community?
We want to be here in 15 more years, and to do that we have to transition our organization from a small group of volunteers to a more permanent kind of structure.
We hope that Ithaca will now understand that if a small percentage of IPEI's funds goes towards administrative needs, it is for long-term sustainability. We hope IPEI has gained the trust of the community to continue its good work on behalf of our students, teachers, and community.
For those of us who want good schools, we pay taxes for that. We don't have any choice in it, of course, but we pay taxes. IPEI is a choice. You don't have to do it. And by being a choice, it takes on a more enthusiastic air.
I think that IPEI has been evolving over the 15 years and has reached higher and higher potential, but I believe very strongly that it will continue to grow and will continue to be even a greater force in the lives of the children.
We're really pleased about this vision because it is going to be appropriate for all children in the district. This kind of education where kids are engaged in problem solving and creative thinking in groups, collaboratively, is going to mean that every child gets to participate in this.
We're able to look forward, and we're looking forward to the next 15 years.
Thank you, IPEI.
Thank you for your interest in the story of IPEI's first 15 years. Everyone is welcome to participate in our mission to enhance the education of every student in the district. IPEI facilitates community connections and support for students and teachers through engagement, collaboration, gifts, and grants. 15 and Forward is dedicated to our founders and all current and former IPEI volunteers, and to the memory of Henry Tyson and Chuck Broadhead. IPEI greatly appreciates the assistance of 3D Cinemation, the Ithaca City School District, and the Hangar Theater for our anniversary celebration.